Good morning. It's 7:30 in the morning on 9th of May 2020 during the coronavirus lockdown, and it was one of their mornings or nights where I couldn't sleep. Yesterday I was that tired. I went to bed at 7 o'clock, fell asleep at 8 o'clock and woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So while I've been up, obviously I've done bits and pieces around home and had my breakfast early, and so it was very strange getting up at 2 o'clock. Haven't done that for quite some time, but and now it's 7:30 in the morning, and I've decided to come down down the river for a walk, nice and early. Sun shining bright, birds are all tweeting in the trees. I feel a little tired, obviously being up for a few hours already, but I like to walk along the river. It's amazing to hear all the little birds tweeting on in the morning. So I've seen a couple of cars parked nearby, so obviously there's people along here somewhere doing the same thing. I already passed one woman heading away, so she must have been down here even earlier. But anyway, I'll see how far I get. I'm not sure if I'm going up to the caravan park or just up to the seat where I normally sit. But we'll see what happens anyway. Well, I came down to the spot where I like to call down to this bit to see all the rushing water. Just bumped into a couple who had a yellow Labrador, golden Labrador, whatever you want to call it. Totally out of control, jumping all over the place. This is why I carry my stick. Keeps the dogs from jumping up at you. I know they just want to be friendly, but you don't always want to be jumped up at, especially when they've just came out the river and they're soaking wet. And then the people just say, "Oh, come on, stop being silly. It's a dog you're talking to, man. You should have them on the leader if you cannot control them." That's what I always say anyway. But anyway, it's the way it goes. Yeah, it's lovely this. Just to listen to the water running, and it's amazing. Really nice. There's a little bit of a low level view. Yeah. This is probably my favourite part of the river. Just because of all the water rushing past. There's a lot of places further up where it's just more calm. Or this is a popular little spot in the fine weather. Right, I'm going to move on a bit. Right, just another few hundred metres up the track. The river kind of varies around there at the moment, so away from the river. I just passed another couple there, but we were 20 metres apart. It just gave us a wave. Completely different to the ones that just passed before that. And I can hear a cock pheasant somewhere over there in the distance. So yeah, I've got two cameras with us. I've got my camcorder as well in case I see anything I want to film from a distance, because you don't know what you're going to see whenever you come out or whatever time you come out. Early morning's always a good time. So I think a good idea is maybe try a few more early mornings, maybe even earlier than this. It was late from the sun was shining at 6 o'clock this morning, so I might try going out just before 6 at some point. Okay, made it up to the fish pass. It's absolutely glorious here this morning. Really nice. And obviously not many people, apart from the two couples I passed. So the fish pass where the water comes in and the fish drop down different levels to get back in the river. I don't know what happened with these trees that's just sitting there, but obviously they've been washed down the river and they've been there for quite some time. But yeah, it's very, very calm, very quiet, sun shining, and it's just really, really nice. So I'm just going to move on a bit now. This is a quiet little track. It's a little track that goes away from the river, and I can hear a couple of lambs in the field just over there. I thought I'd come this way and keep you miles away from anybody, and then 2 minutes later a couple come towards us with a dog. So there's a few people out here, but anyway, we kept our distance, which is the main important thing. I came this way because obviously there's a big field here, and being early in the morning, I could be lucky if I maybe see a deer in the field, and then I can get my other camera out and take a video shot of it. But we'll see when we get up and along here. Right, back next to the river. There was nothing in the field, as it happens, apart from lambs and sheep. Somewhere, there's a tent over there. Looks like somebody's been camping for the night. Not sure if it's allowed along here, but it's on the other side of the river. But somebody decided to have a bit camp out. It's a lovely morning. Not sure what the temperature is, but it's quite hot already. I'm about 1.5 miles up the river now. And as I say, very quiet, which you expect. But it's lovely just to hear the river. Just have a little look here. Gorgeous. And yet there it doesn't look like it's even moving, but obviously it is. Right, move on a bit more. Okay, I'm now up to where I normally sit for 5 or 10 minutes on a log or tree stump. Yeah, river runs very slow here. And this time in the morning you can almost see in the river in certain parts where the sun's shining. So yeah, here's where I normally sit. I remember going back a couple of years ago, I was sitting here and it was about 9 o'clock at night, I think, and I seen an owl flying along the back of them trees, and then just about here, straight in front of us, it came through the trees and it flew just above me head, and it went across there and sat on a post. That was an amazing sight, unbelievable. So anyway, I'm gonna, as I say, I normally have 5 or 10 minutes here, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This is a narrow part of the walk. There's still places to pass people, but it's very narrow. Luckily it's early in the morning, there's not many people here, so I'm actually going to do the circular walk today, which involves getting to the end here and then up along the back of them trees and then way back down to Shotley Bridge again. Still never seen any deer or anything, but I suppose it's time yet because there's a lot of fields over the back. Might see something up there. All I've really seen is mainly magpies this morning. As far as birds is concerned, haven't even noticed any ducks on the river. But it's time yet anyway. I'm nearly at the end of this bit before I head up into the woods. And we'll see what we see over there. Coming through the first part of the woods. Gets more peaceful as you're going up because you're getting away from the river. Well, not peaceful, but more quiet. And I'm actually going to go up there and along the top of there. And I've been interested, there's a big field up here, and the farmer's been recently planting something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm interested to see how it's getting on. It was only a couple of inches in height, whatever it was. So we'll just see how it's getting on now. That's the field there. This one and the next one, and the one across behind them trees. Looking at it, I still have no idea what it is. Just at the moment just looks like grass. It's not grass, of course, but this is grass. This is North grew over the last few weeks. Time I've been walking along here, there was nothing a few weeks ago, and now it's there's weeds and grass and nettles and everything now. But I'm now up in the trees, and just in the corner of this field there's like a cut down which takes you down through the woods. I'll just keep going and see if there's anything to look at. As I say, I've got my other camera with us just in case. I was hoping maybe see a deer, as I said. But with them it's just being in a matter of the right place at the right time. Okay, reached the corner of the field. Now the footpath leads you into the woods. So it's quite a bit of wood walking now. and you do see a few birds down here in the woods. Just have to keep my eyes open, see if I can get a film clip of anything. I heard a woodpecker before, but I couldn't find it. I would like to have seen it, but it was inside some thick leaves somewhere, so I couldn't film it. I don't expect to be seeing too many people along here this morning. Later on in the day you will, but not this morning. I wouldn't expect. I passed a guy just before throwing a ball in the water for his dog to have a bit swim. We had 2 minutes chat, and then he moved on, going the opposite direction to me, of course. That's when I was sitting on the log. He came along. So right, that's it for a minute or two. Just thought I'd film this little bit because looks very nice when you're walking through here. Very pleasant, and quiet, and everything's still covered in dew, and you can smell the grass and the trees and everything. And the well, bits of flowers, if you want to call them. But yeah, it's lovely. Well worth coming out early in the morning. I think I'll be doing this more often, actually. There was a cock pheasant. I don't know if the mic picked it up or not. But yeah, well worth coming early. I think I'll try a bit earlier. Around about 6 maybe, over the next couple of days. Well, I've been on the journey right along the Derwent walk as far as the caravan park and up through the woods, back down, and just along the end of this track as I'm back at the fish pass again. So it's quite a walk. And then roughly about a mile back to where I started from, and it's been very enjoyable. And very little people around, which is the best thing about it at the moment. From here you have a very little narrow track along the side of these bushes, and it's very difficult passing anybody. But from here you can see right down the track. So there's a fish pass there again. And time to head down the track. And it's one of these things you just got to hope you don't bump into anybody. I've seen somebody come along here in a wheelchair the other week. I thought, well, that's a bit ridiculous. Virtually impossible to get past each other. But it takes all sorts, I suppose. Right, I'm going to get a move on anyway. Get along off this single track. I don't know if you're watching this. I'm on the bridge here, and I don't know if you've heard of love locks. It's started in Paris as far as I know. And people put padlocks on bridges. And if it gets out of hand, they've known sections of bridges to collapse with the weight. But this little bridge in Shotley Bridge here, you look there, there's the one there, and there's another one there, another one there. What says Richard and Stephanie, Zach and Zeb, with a couple of hearts on. And what they do is they lock the locks, and they chuck the rivers, and they chuck the keys in the river. So up to now, I just came along here because last time I came along there was 3. One, sorry. And now there's 4. 3 on that side and 1 on this side. So I'll keep an eye on that. But in Paris it's such a epidemic, the councils had to go along cutting them off because the bridges get that heavy, and I'm talking about thousands and thousands of padlocks where there's no more space on the fencing, and then they're starting to padlocks to the padlocks. And just down there in the water there's a little dipper. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but he's just having a look in the water. It's just down there. We'll see later on. Right, so I only came halfway across the bridge just to see if any more padlocks had been put on. And this is a little sign about this area. Shotley Bridge, this area was famous for making swords many years ago. And there's like things like the swordsman's cottage and things like that further along. Been there for years and still nice to see. But yeah, look that one up with the padlocks. Just type in Google and type in love padlocks and you'll see for yourself. Well, that's it for this morning. That particular journey I've just made along the river is almost 4 miles from this bridge back to this bridge and back on the road. Yeah, from that bridge back to the bridge was about a 4 mile walk. So that'll do me. Just get another half a mile round here and then back in the van and way home, have a nice cup of tea, a little bit relax. We'll see what we're doing for the rest of the day. Got a little bit of housework to do, of course. Dishes and everything was done this morning, so just a bit tidying up and cleaning up. And then, as I say, have a bit relax and do a couple of things. And then probably get out this afternoon somewhere, maybe it's doing walk again. So that's the easiest place to walk, obviously, with not having to drive. I don't have to drive to here either, but it's just such a long way up the bank after you've done 4 mile. You prefer, well, I prefer to just drive down here, do me walk, and then drive back up. It's only 5 minutes. Just that saves a long climb up the hill. Right, that's the end of this video for this morning. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for watching.